Hello students, after the plasma membrane, we will be moving forward with the structure of nucleus. This is the structure of nucleus wherein the outer membrane of the nucleus contains the nuclear membrane. Like that, in case of cell, it was the cell membrane, whereas the outer membrane of the nucleus is called as nuclear membrane. The fluid present within the nucleus is known as nucleoplasm, but in case of cell it was called as cytoplasm. These are small pores present in the nuclear membrane of nucleus from where the chromatin condenses and it converts into DNA, and DNA comes out from these nuclear pore after the process of transcription. So this is the structure which you have to learn about the nucleus. This is the structure of the chromatin when it condenses into a solenoid chromatin fiber. After that, the histones are present and results into the formation of an octamer called nucleosome, and later on it condenses to form a DNA helix. So just you need to have the brief idea about how the chromatin is converted into a DNA double helix, which comes out from the nuclear pore after the process of transcription. So you need not have to learn about much about these structures, because you will be studying about these topics or the structures in the higher classes. Now coming to the function of nucleus. Nucleus plays a central role in the cellular reproduction. It determines the way the cell will develop and form it, and it will exhibit its maturity. It directs the chemical activities of the cell. That means whatever the activity is present within the cell in the form of a genes, it will be directed with the help of the nucleus. Depending on the presence or the absence of any of the structures of nucleus, the cells or the organisms are of two types: prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Prokaryotes are the simple cells that do not have internal membrane or the nuclear membranes. For example, bacteria. On the other hand, eukaryotes are the complex cells that do not have internal membrane bound structures, for example, plants and animals. So this is the structure of eukaryote as well as the prokaryote. Here there is no defined nucleus and it is called as nucleoid, but there is a defined nucleus present within the cell with the proper nuclear membrane. So the presence of the nuclear membrane results into the formation of a eukaryotic organism, but a disorganized nucleus results in the formation of a prokaryote. Here both the cell membranes, both in cases of eukaryote as well as in prokaryote, cell membrane is present, ribosomes are present, mitochondria is present in case of eukaryote, and membrane bound nucleus is present with the nucleolus. On the other hand, in case of prokaryotes, it is surrounded by a capsule apart from the cell membrane in order to withstand the extreme conditions. It also consists of a flagella for the movement. After the capsule, there is a presence of cell wall and cell membrane, whereas in some cases cell wall is also present in some eukaryotes as well, apart from the prokaryotes. So the examples for the eukaryotes will be plants and animals. Now coming to some differences between prokaryotes and eukaryotes. This is the most important question. अक्सर आपके एग्जाम्स में आएगा. So first of all, in prokaryotes, there is a lack of nucleus and the membrane bound structures. On the other hand, eukaryotes have a proper, well defined nucleus with membrane bound structures. Prokaryotes contains small ribosomes. On the other hand, eukaryotes have large ribosomes. DNA in case of prokaryotes is not well defined or well organized into chromosomes, whereas DNA in eukaryotes is organized into chromosomes. Flagella are not made up of rather microtubules and thus do not have the structure of 9+2. Whereas in case of eukaryotes, the flagella are made up of microtubules and have a 9+2 structure, which you will be studying in the class 11th. What is the 9+2 structure? Now, the cell walls of prokaryotes consist of a substance known as peptidoglycan, but in case of eukaryotes, the cell walls, that means cell walls of plants, are made up of cellulose. I'm not talking about animal cell, I'm talking about the cell wall of plants. Cell wall of plants are made up of cellulose and cell walls of bacteria is made up of peptidoglycan. Please make a mark. Cell wall of bacteria is made up of peptidoglycan and cell wall of plants, only plants, are made up of cellulose. Next, these are the structures which you need to learn for the prokaryote and the eukaryotic cells, because you will get a question of draw a well-labeled diagram of prokaryote and eukaryotic cell along with the differences. So this is the structure which you will be drawing whenever there is a question on eukaryotes or the prokaryotic cell. Now coming to the organelles of the cell, apart from nucleus, we are having endoplasmic reticulum, the ribosomes, the Golgi apparatus, the mitochondria or the powerhouse of the cell, and the chloroplast. This is the diagram of plant cell. So whenever we will be asking you for draw a well-labeled diagram of a plant cell, so this is the well-labeled diagram of a plant cell. Coming to the other cell organelles, like that of endoplasmic reticulum, this is the nuclear membrane, this is the nuclear pore from which the DNA comes out, and after that it combines with ribosomes for the production of proteins and lipids by the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum are of two types. One is rough endoplasmic reticulum and another one is smooth endoplasmic reticulum. The main function of endoplasmic reticulum is to connect with the nuclear membrane, and it is the highway of the cell. These RER or rough endoplasmic reticulum are studied with ribosomes that helps in the formation or the manufacture of the proteins. Whereas in case of smooth endoplasmic reticulums, where there are no ribosomes, that helps in the manufacture of lipids. The next cell organelle is the Golgi apparatus. Golgi apparatus looks like a stack of plates. And the main function of Golgi apparatus is to store, modify, and to package proteins that are formed by the ribosomes. These molecules are then transported from ribosomes to the Golgi apparatus by the means of vesicles. These are few vesicles which are being transported from ribosomes and then transferred to Golgi apparatus for the packaging purpose. Now, the next organelle is lysosomes. It is also called as garbage disposal of the cell, which contains digestive enzymes to break down the waste that are present within the body. It is also known as suicidal bag, which helps in the disposal of the wastage that are present in the cell. Now a question comes, which organelle do lysosomes work with? Lysosomes work along with the organelle that is called as Golgi apparatus. Now coming to the main powerhouse of the cell, that is mitochondria. Mitochondria is also called as the powerhouse of the cell, because it results into cellular respiration that occurs to release the energy for the cell to use. That means whenever the cell is going to perform any function, any process, for that purpose, the energy requirement is to be fulfilled with the help of the cell organelle called mitochondria. It is a double membraned structure which has its own DNA. That means we are having two types of DNA, one in nucleus and another in mitochondria. The DNA present in mitochondria is called as mitochondrial DNA. The DNA present in nucleus is called as nuclear DNA. That's all with few of the cell organelles. In the next video, we will be learning about few more cell organelles that are present within the cell. Thank you for watching this video.